As Christians, it is time to take our rightful position as salt and light in this perverse world in order to transform the spiritual, social, economic, and political fabric of the nations. The destiny of our nations rests in our hands. As God's representatives on earth, we must be willing to declare the position of God in our societies, institutions, families, and wherever we find ourselves. Welcome to Weekly Inspiration with Apostle Eric Nyamekye, Chairman of the Church of Pentecost. This broadcast is powered by the Church of Pentecost headquarters. Weekly Inspiration. Be inspired to transform.
In last week's message, we learned that things do not just happen out of the blue. Things happen and change after a while. However, as Christians, we must always keep in mind that no matter what happens, God is with us. In this week's message, Apostle Eric Nyamekye takes a look at lust, which can cause people to do the unthinkable.
Praise the Lord, everyone. I'm very happy to come your way once again. When you are talking about bitterness, we are talking about seeds of resentment found lodged in the heart of men. And the one who really mastered it was Joseph, and we are looking at Joseph and how he overcame bitterness. We are looking at the circumstances that he met during his time but was able to overcome bitterness. Last week we spoke about the fact that after a while things can change. Let's go to Genesis 39, we read verse 6 and 7. So Potiphar left everything he had in Joseph's hand. With Joseph in charge, he did not concern himself with anything except the food he ate. Now Joseph was well built and handsome. And after a while, his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." We were saying last week that things do not just happen. Many a times what we call sudden had happened or began many years before. What we will look at and say, sudden. It had begun many years before. Things do not just happen. There could be accident, I agree. But many a times, things do not just happen. The world you see today had begun many years before. And things do not just happen. 9/11 did not just happen. That day shook the world. And all of us said it happened suddenly, but it did not happen suddenly. These ideas had been in some group of people many years before. Now we are looking at a woman who looks at a young man's physique and lusts after the man. This boy, Joseph, has been sold to Potiphar's house. Now because of his good appearance, it is also going to give him another kind of a problem. Potiphar's wife lusts after Joseph's body, and he wants Joseph to come and sleep with her. That was something else. Lust, like bitterness, grows. It's a seed that is picked by human senses. When you dwell on it, it will germinate, it will grow, and its effect is far-reaching. You can't tell what is going to happen when you dwell solely on lust, when you dwell on bitterness. Its effect can be very, very devastating. Let's go to James chapter 1. We read 13 and 15. James 1, 13 and 15. When tempted, no one should say, "God is tempting me." For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death. So that we see that there's a progression. Lust, like bitterness, also begins like a seed. But when you dwell on it, it will grow to cause trouble. So Joseph is in trouble again because the master's wife lusts after his physical body. Because of this fact, one should be careful what he or she sees. Check your thoughts and feelings, because the consequence of one's feelings and thoughts could be far-reaching. We want to look at Joseph again. What really happened after this woman had dwelt so much on this lustful desire? We will look at that next week. So be careful what you see. Be careful what goes on in your mind, because lust, like bitterness, also grows. God be with you. We want you to give your life to Jesus. If you will, just repeat this after me. Dear Lord, I give my life to you. Come into my life and be my Lord forever. If you have prayed this prayer, He will be your Lord and you will never be the same again. God bless you.
Thanks for watching this episode of Weekly Inspiration with Apostle Eric Nyamekye.
We also learned that lust is like bitterness, which grows and leads into all kinds of evil. Lust is a seed that is picked by human senses. When you dwell on it, it germinates and grows to cause trouble. So be careful of what goes on in your mind and what you see. Check your thoughts and feelings, because the consequences of one's feelings and thoughts can be far-reaching.
We trust that you have been inspired by this week's message. For prayer, counseling, or enquiries, kindly reach us on 05433 08187 or email us at info.weeklyinspiration@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Till we come your way again, have a blessed week.